Good morning on a chilly autumn morning, I should say that. And today we are back on the Harley-Davidson LiveWire and we are making a beeline for Rotorua so I can pick up some REVER App points of interest. I'm a bit annoyed. The point of interest I went to on Thursday doesn't seem to have stuck, so I'm going to have to go back there again at some point to collect it again. Because I still only have the same number of points that I did when I started this little adventure. It's definitely going to be an adventure today. Different kind of adventure. So I have gone into the custom modes. Oh, that's not helpful, putting the visor down. So I've gone into the custom modes and I created my own custom power map. So it's got 50% power, 80% throttle and maximum regen. So hopefully that means I get to Rotorua with plenty of battery to spare. Definitely doesn't feel like I need more power. So yeah, should be good. And so the plan today, go to Lake Tarawera, go to Rotorua itself where there's a point of interest. And there is 3 ChargeNet fast chargers in Rotorua, so I'm going to use one of those for the very first time and charge this up with a fast charger, which will be interesting. So she's a wee bit chilly, but it's a beautiful morning, and we are just going to cruise and enjoy being out on the bike and take it all in. I got till about 2 o'clock today. I've got to be home by. So it's what, 8:30 in the morning. And I'm going to go off and enjoy this. Right, welcome to a very foggy Tirau. It is very cold. So cold. Definitely feels like winter is basically here. I'm regretting choosing the wrong gloves yet again. The weather forecast is actually really nice once all this blows off. Now there's meant to be a fast charger here as well apparently. Don't know where, but I don't need it. Got 72% battery left, which should mean I've got plenty to get to Rotorua. Yeah. I'm half tempted to stop and get a pie to warm up, but sooner I get to Rotorua, sooner I can plug into a fast charger, and then I've got like an hour or something to get a feed or catch up with mates or something. Rotorua, 51k. Yeah, easy peasy, gonna get there easy. Yeah, the fog kind of sucks. Not only is it cold, it's I'm currently wearing a helmet without a fog insert or a pin lock, and I also managed to well, they're all good having a pin lock, but if you got glasses they fog up anyway, so yeah, not ideal, but oh well. Once you get up onto the hills, should be all good. Right, catch you in a bit. Rightio, we're coming up on Rotorua. It is still very cold, but thankfully it's nowhere near as foggy as it was before. My custom mode has done pretty well. How many Ks have I done? Done 70k so far, an estimated range of 66k's, which the whole estimation thing is a bit pointless because it does it based on your current riding. So once I get into Rotorua and I'm starting doing 50k an hour sort of thing, that range is going to go up, but I got 35% battery left, which is a decent chunk. So I'm thinking I might actually be able to make it out to Lake Tarawera and back, potentially from once I get to Rotorua, and then I just have to charge the bike and then head home, and then I have done my point of interest mission, so long as the app keeps it. Yeah, but no, it's a good morning. It is, you know, as I said, very cold. Heated grips. It'd be an interesting thing, what heated grips would do to an electric bike, whether they churn through the battery at a faster rate of knots. But yeah, it's quite cool. I've got the regen turned up to the max setting at the moment, and you don't need brakes. It just, yeah, I haven't touched the brakes in basically the entire ride, apart from when I was going into the roundabout on the other side of T-Rail. So yeah, that's a cool thing, a regenerative braking function. Yeah, plenty of power to stop you, slow you down anyway if you're not in a hurry. Not too sure if having max regen is helpful in terms of actually regenerating the battery at a good rate, because while it's up at 100% regen, you don't coast at all, so you have to get back on the throttle unless you're on a really hilly area. I was talking to a guy on Instagram who owns one of these, and he said he's managed to get 300 k's out of his LiveWire, but he lives in a hilly, very hilly area. So maybe that's the secret to EV technology. Live in somewhere with hills and fast chargers and you're good to go. Rightio. If I look cold, it's because it has been a very cold ride here. But we've made it. We're in Rotorua. It's the famous Rotorua museum-y place. Very, very Victorian looking. And check this out. One Harley-Davidson LiveWire, which still has plenty of battery in it. If this looks weird, it's because I am currently holding my helmet because I'm too lazy to pull it off. So 67 k's range, 27% battery. So yeah, we're going to go hit first point of interest, and then I am going to see how far Lake Tarawera is and decide whether or not I'm going to fast charge now or fast charge later. So yeah, off to the first point of interest. Off we go. So I just had a chat with a real nice Māori fella. Just had a yarn together, talking LiveWire and motorbikes in general. It's first time I've had that encounter while out and about with the bike, though to be fair it was the first time I'd pulled over on the side of the road and was taking photos in public, and he just pulled on up and was like, "Oh, is that a LiveWire?" And I was like, "Yeah man." And he's like, "Can I take a look?" I was like, "Hell yeah." So he just had a good yarn for about 10 minutes there, just talking motorbikes. He's got a Triumph Speed Triple and a Buell, I think he said XB12. So yeah, no. First real positive experience. Just gotta love that about motorcycles. So yeah, I'm cruising along. I'm about to grab my first point of interest, and I was meant to, when I was sitting there, find out how far away Lake Tarawera is and if I can get there on the quarter charger battery. It's funny, totally weirds people out. Ooh, that motorbike's quiet. What's going on here? Rightio. So there we go, electric vehicle charging station right here. It's 22 minutes, 19k to get to Tarawera. So we're going to give it a crack. No exit there, alright. So, good luck, duck. Right on, so I am, 10 kilometres away from the point of interest. Got 20% battery left, and quite scarily it gave me less than 20 k's range just before. So I'm taking it easy. As I've said previously, you can't take the whole range to empty thing as gospel. It is an estimation based on your current riding conditions. So I've got 19% battery left. And yeah, hopefully some downhills will give us a bit more range. Oh, it's getting chilly. Right, so 9.3k to go. It's giving me more options. There we go. So yeah, this is going to be 50k zone. Pretty lake. Lovely. Beautiful stuff. So this is the Blue Lake. I've come here previously, not for a long time though. What are people fishing? Oh, it'd be too cold to go fishing. Bugger that. But yeah, we're just cruising now. And so long as I have at least 20k of range when we get to Lake Tarawera, then I've got plenty of range to get back. Or if I just ride really slow, I can do it. Because currently it's doing 50k an hour, so it's got 42k of range. So I may as well just plod along. I'm not holding up any traffic at all. Just taking the sights like a tourist. Rightio. Oh, what a lovely twisty road. I am starting to get a wee bit hungry too. All I had for breakfast this morning was a muffin. I was planning on getting something to eat while I charge the bike up, so that'll be the plan. Okie dokie, well, I now have a new screen showing up on the LiveWire, which is kind of like a, what is it? Like a fuel gauge telling me I am on reserve. So it's saying 27 Ks, which is interesting because the other readout is telling me 42 Ks. But that's still plenty of mileage at this speed to get to the lake. I am 5k away from the lake now. And I should easily be able to get there. Oh, close to the buried village. Wow. Yeah, so it's pretty close to the lake. Should be able to get there and back to a charger. Okay, I have just grabbed the Lake Tarawera point of interest, in theory. But instead of continuing on and going down to the lake, I'm just going to head straight back to Rotorua because I've got 15% battery left. And I really want to get back to a fast charger. Also, it's mostly uphill. So this is going to be the most stressful part of my ride, I think. We're down on low on battery and high on going up hills. Estimated range is 50k. So yeah, this is going to be nerve-wracking. I got about 20k to get back to where I'm going. It was 19 kilometers to get to, where was it? Middle of Rotorua. So yeah, if things get really dire, I might have to ask for the kindness of a stranger, which will be interesting. Hopefully it doesn't come to that, but we'll see. Okay, I now have a low charge alert, but I am coming into Rotorua. The problem is the charger may be in use, which would suck. But there's not much I can do about that. So, gonna roll on up and hope that there is somewhere for me to charge, because I don't know if I've got enough juice to get to the next closest charger. But we've made it back to the Rotorua city centre, so that's a plus. But yeah, I don't know if you can see that. Alert, low charge, 14k left, 6% battery.
Yo, so I am plugged into a DC fast charger here in the CBD of Rotorua. Had to wait for a car that was plugging in, and Uber driver, 77-year-old dude, knew his stuff. He's about to head over to Tauranga in his little Nissan Leaf. So yeah, plugged in, easy as, just push the button on the app, take the plug out, plug it in to the bike, hit activate on the ChargeNet app, and in about an hour I'm going to be able to head home. So I want to go find something to eat for breakfast because I'm a bit hungry. So yeah, we'll just leave the bike here charging and we'll be all good. Okie dokie, we're back at the LiveWire. I've had a nice big breakfast from the Fat Dog Cafe here in Rotorua. 64 minutes later, and I got a text from ChargeNet saying that the bike was full. So ChargeNet's the company that does all of the, a lot of the charging stations for EVs. So key stats: 99% charged, 64 minutes to do so, delivered 13.9 kilowatt hours at a cost of $5.56. So that's a heck of a lot cheaper than putting petrol in it, for sure. Easily costs me a good $15 to get over here on the 250. So that's pretty darn good value for money. Only trick was obviously having to wait. When we got here, there was a cabbie here using the charger, and you can only use one of the outputs at a time, which is a bit dumb, but that is what it is. But it was nice, got to have a good yarn with him. He told me all about life with an EV and how he hasn't paid for petrol in 4 years. He doesn't know what the price of petrol is, which, to be fair, I don't think any of us do half the time because it's always changing. But yeah, so here we are. Just need to gear up my helmet and say goodbye to the Hupapa Street parking station, charging station, and we're going to blast on home. And yeah, it's been alright actually, and hopefully it's going to be a bit warmer because we now have a lot of sunshine. Alright, let's gear up. Merging with the highway on a passing lane. Holding on. Woo! Just like that. So I've been thinking about the practicalities of an electric motorcycle. Now that I've done my goal things I wanted to do with this bike, and I'm sort of thinking about the realities of actually owning something like this. I'm not afraid of an electric future. There definitely needs to be a lot of change in the industry for it to work, I think. Predominantly, there needs to be more accessible chargers. Speaking with Ben from Kiwi Rider about the ability of charging, when I told him I had to wait for the charger for 10 minutes, that was a big hard no from him. So there needs to be more chargers. There's only 3 in Rotorua. You need chargers to be accessible like a petrol station is, really, for electrics to really work. The other one's range, and this is a high performance bike, so naturally it's going to churn through stuff. Power, battery, whatever. You're not going to have a good balance of range versus utility, or range versus fun. But yeah, it works, it's fun, but the whole range anxiety thing is a big player in the whole what you're able to do, what you're able to achieve in a day. If you're riding around town, an electric makes perfect sense. You've got the regenerative braking always coming into effect. You barely have to use the brakes in reality in town. If you're watching everything around you, you only need to use them for emergencies or to hold yourself on a hill. But other than that, if you're going to be doing lots of touring miles like this, they're not really the best choice at this point in time. But with that said, this is, again, a high performance bike. It's churning a lot of power out. I can flick my wrist and be doing 140 before I'm anywhere near that car in front of me. And yeah,
really, well, it is the future. Just change needs to happen. Another thing that we need is the price to come down significantly. We're not going to see uptake of electric motorcycles or motor scooters if they're priced anywhere above $20,000. If you want young people to get onto a bike, you got to be priced under 10 grand, because young people don't have the money to blow on a luxury motorcycle or like something that's a luxury that has limited use. Particularly when, here in New Zealand at least, why would you spend 10 grand on a motorcycle or a scooter when you can get a car? Like, you can get a second-hand Japanese car that'll go do 150,000 Ks on for you with minimal maintenance. Why would you get a motorcycle? So yeah, the price, that's the, still, I keep coming back to that in the range. The price is the biggest problem with LiveWire. It's 54 grand, well, 53 something. It's a lot of money. And as a day bike, going out for a ride, like I did rode this morning for an hour and a half or so, and the battery was flat. So it's not going to cut the mustard for recreational riders, but it's also not going to cut the mustard for someone who wants a commuter, because no one's spending 54 grand on a commuter bike. And that's a shame, because like, I love this experience. I've gotten over the fact that there's no clutch, though I kind of would like something there to rest my fingers on. A parking brake or a hill brake would be nice. Something that you can tap down and it'll hold the bike in park on a hill, because that's the problem with the design. It won't hold itself on a hill. And then, yeah, it's brilliant fun. It's quick, it's fast. It's a very enjoyable bike to ride. It's quiet. I can listen to a podcast without the volume on full bore. And it looks cool. When you make friends, I had good yarns with two completely different blokes from completely different sides of the spectrum today. And everyone thought it was great until you tell them the price and they go, oh yeah, nah. Like the second gen Nissan Leaf of the guy who was parked up when I went to put this at the fast charger, that cost him 38 grand. And it's got a much longer range. You can drive to Auckland from Rotorua in one hit. There's no way in hell this will do that. There are a lot more better options in the automotive world, in the car side, than the motorcycle world. So it'll be really interesting, particularly what happens with the cartel, with Yamaha, KTM, Honda, Husqvarna and Piaggio and its sub-brands. They're all working together to make EV tech. Husqvarna's got a really cool looking electric scooter prototype or concept that I think, like, I'd happily ride that around Cambridge or around Auckland or whatever. It's a really good looking bike. So yeah, it is the future, but yeah, we just need to change our mindsets as well, because the amount of hate online from the keyboard warriors, oh, it's not a real Harley-Davidson, or I like my bra. Yeah, the world's changing. You got to change with it. And yeah, I'm really hoping that Harley's move to separate LiveWire and its electrics away from the core Harley brand actually works. Because I don't want it to go the way of Buell. Buell had some amazing bikes and it just got shafted at the dealership because, yeah, they were either too early too soon before their time, or shafted by the dealers, is the way the story goes. Only 2 New Zealand dealers picked up on LiveWire and installed the charging capacity to charge them and stuff. Road and Sport in Hamilton and Auckland Harley-Davidson. And yeah, we need more support on the dealer end. But if LiveWire, as they're officially going to be named, comes out with some more entry-level products away from this premium shit. The whole focus on premium, yes, it makes brands money, but you don't get customers. And when most motorcyclists are over the age of 40, you want to get to future-proof the brand, and that's what I liked about the More Roads to Harley-Davidson plan that was axed. I think Matt Levertich, who was the former Harley CEO, got it, that they needed to look well into the future to keep the brand alive, because yeah, the customs and the specials and everything, the big Harleys, they make the company money, but for how long? They've only got a limited appeal. Having a broader range of bikes under the brand, to me, was a no-brainer. Yes, it was going to cost them a bit of money at first, but once they got it rolling and had a whole different slew of options, not just big cruisers, I thought it was going to work really well for Harley-Davidson. But times change, and yeah, I guess time will tell as to what happens. But like I said, I'm not afraid of an electric future. Things can only get better from here, and the LiveWire has been, in the real world, it's not disappointed. Like, yes, you got to ride a bit more sensibly doing this stuff, but yeah, I'm happily just cruising along, minding my own business, enjoying the road, the sights, the sounds, even the smells. It's just different, and it's in a good way. So once technology moves on, we get a bit more range. We don't need this kind of level performance. I've got this at half power, and it's still plenty of go. Yeah, less performance, more range, more realistic motorcycles, and I think EVs have got a shot. And once you have more options for charging them, then yeah, you're away laughing. So I think the big thing is, if I had 54 grand to blow on a motorcycle, would I buy a LiveWire? Not right now. And it's not because it's not a fun bike and because it's of its limitations. It's just that the LiveWire, as it stands, it's a sporty bike. It's a super naked, essentially, and that's just not the kind of style of riding I'm currently into. But if you like the idea of a very quick super naked that you can blast around town on, and it costs $5.50 to charge up, like $5.50 to charge, that's way cheaper than fuel. So smiles per cent, smiles per dollar, it's way up there.